Hey guys, this is part 4 of the Ramayana carvings at the Prambanan temple in Indonesia. We are now in Sri Lanka, and here you can see Sita at the far left, and she is surrounded by two female demons. One of them, standing on the right, is convincing Sita to become the wife or a wife of Ravana. Ravana wants to marry Sita and make her the queen of Lanka and has asked the female demons to convince her. You can see the standing demon reasoning with Sita, trying to change her mind and telling her to stop being adamant and marry Ravana. The interesting point is, Rama knows Sita is alive and has been abducted by Ravana because the giant bird Jatayu told him what happened. But what about Sita? Does she know if Rama and Lakshmana are alive? No, Sita is not sure if Rama is alive. She can only guess. Sita wonders if both Rama and Lakshmana were killed by the magic deer, and she thinks that's why they haven't come looking for her. But there is another demoness on her knees with very curly hair, and Sita is seen touching her head fondly. This demoness, by the name of Trijata, has become her friend and confidant and tells Sita not to worry. But has Hanuman found Sita yet? Yes, he is shown on top of a tree hiding behind the leaves. The carving is done so realistically that a casual observer of the carving can easily miss Hanuman. He is not only hiding from Sita and the demons, he is also hiding from you unless you look for him. Look at the happiness in the eyes of Hanuman. He is in absolute ecstasy that he has finally found Sita. Look at the next carving. There is Hanuman sitting on the floor and he is pointing behind him. Who is he pointing to? Another Hanuman. There are two Hanumans? Twin brothers? Multiverse? Look at them. They don't look similar. They look identical. Who can explain this? All experts, including authorities on Ramayana, have been unable to explain this. But let's decode this, okay? To understand this, we need to think outside the box. Literally, don't focus on the carvings, focus on the color of the stone slabs. The slab on the left is much darker, while the stone slab on the right is much lighter in color. The difference between them is like night and day. Why is that? Because these stone slabs had all completely dislocated due to multiple earthquakes. The Prambanan temple complex was in complete ruins when a Dutch explorer, quote-unquote, discovered it in 1733. But just because the temple was ruined, how did the stone slabs change color? Why would nature's destruction change some stone slabs dark and some stone slabs light in color? The dark stone slabs are the ones that stayed above the ground and got exposed to rain and shine. The lighter stone slabs, like the one on the right, were buried in the dirt for many centuries and had avoided rain and shine and remained better looking. Okay, so the lighter slab was found buried and the darker slab was found on the ground. But how does this explain the two Hanumans? No, the point is, all these stone slabs were dislocated and were found in random locations. Archaeologists had to arrange these hundreds of carvings in a sequential manner, this would have been a near impossible task. But here, a stone slab is missing in between. Yes, they're clearly missing a stone slab. Look at the furniture at the bottom of the lighter slab. You can see the right side edges of that furniture, but where are the left side edges of that furniture? They're not there. Look at the tree on the left slab. This is definitely not continuing on the right side slab. So the actual stone slab in the middle must have been broken, destroyed, or could still be buried underground. This is sad because we may never be able to figure out what the Hanuman on the left was doing, but we must appreciate the archaeologists and historians of Indonesia for trying to accomplish this impossible task of assembling everything together. Look at the picture of the Prambanan temple complex. It was in complete ruins, and so far I've shown you so many scenes carved from Ramayana, and you did not see any mistake or misalignment. The story was flowing smoothly, right? So you may have assumed that these carvings were intact ever since they were originally constructed 1200 years ago. No, these slabs had been strewn around and the stone blocks looked like a hill full of random boulders. Imagine the tremendous amount of pains taken by archaeologists and historians to piece everything together. Without their efforts, we would have never been able to enjoy Prambanan's Ramayana. Let's get back to the Ramayana. So on the right side, we can see Hanuman talking to Sita. Hanuman is explaining everything that has happened since Sita was kidnapped. Sita is finally relieved that her husband is alive and becomes hopeful that he will come and rescue her. You can see a tinge of smile on her face. Her confidant, the demoness Trijata, is shown with a broader smile. Her teeth are visible and she seems to be hugging Sita and supporting her emotionally. But can you trust a demon? What if she goes and secretly tells Ravana that an ape messenger has come to see Sita? The way Sita is carved here is quite intriguing. In Indian Ramayana, Sita actually becomes very thin and emaciated due to depression. In Prambanan Ramayana, however, Sita has gained weight. But this is probably more accurate. Studies show people actually gain weight when they get depressed, especially because of increased cortisol in the body. How did ancient sculptors know this? This is an insane insight and is counterintuitive. But in both carvings, we can see that Sita has gained weight. And I find this more realistic than what's written in the original Ramayana. Actually, Ramayana could have ended right here. Hanuman offers to take Sita back to Rama simply by carrying her on his back. It would have been the end of Ramayana, but Sita refuses, telling him that Rama must come and get her back. In the next carving, you can see all these men laughing. They're shown with a mischievous smile. Who are they and what are they going to do? They are the citizens of Sri Lanka. And look who they have caught. Yes, they've caught Hanuman here, who is visibly scared of them. A bearded man mocks Hanuman by scratching his head with both hands. He is clearly mimicking the monkey by showing his teeth in a strange way and scratching his head. But what are they going to do to him? Look into the hands of this guy. What is he holding? he is holding a jar and is unable to control his laughter. And look at these two guys. What are they doing to Hanuman's tail? These two guys are wrapping Hanuman's tail in a cloth. They're completely covering it with this cloth. But why is the guy holding a jar? That jar is full of ghee. Ghee is clarified butter and is highly flammable, more flammable than most oils. And maybe they will even dip Hanuman's wrapped tail into the jar and they're going to set it on fire. Imagine what would happen to Hanuman. These demons think this is a great prank and want to torture poor Hanuman. But the demons are not thinking through things. What's going to happen once his tail is set on fire? In the next carving, the result of their actions is shown. Hanuman, with his tail on fire, starts jumping on rooftops of all the houses in the city. He's basically setting every house on fire by using his tail as a torch. Now, the same citizens are shown in a panic mode because their houses are burning. They're shown chasing Hanuman with their swords because as long as he is moving, more houses are going to catch fire. There is a nice little detail here. There is a rat desperately trying to escape from this house because the house is burning and he wants to save his life. There is some food for thought here. The demons are dull-headed. They don't realize that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Even worse, they had the opportunity to finish off Hanuman. They had caught him, but they took him lightly and underestimated him. Hanuman was caught because he wanted to be caught and he was pretending to be afraid all along. But now Hanuman has set the entire city on fire and then he escapes from Lanka, dips his tail in the ocean and goes home. Here you can see Hanuman back home sitting in front of Rama. Rama, for the first time in a long time, is visibly happy. You can see him smiling. Between Hanuman and Rama, you can see a strange object, and you can also see Hanuman pointing to it. What is that? It is the tiara or the headdress of Sita. Hanuman had gotten the tiara from Sita and is giving it to Rama as evidence that he did in fact meet Sita. Behind Rama, you can see his brother Lakshmana and the ape king Sugriva. Their faces show a sign of relief. They now know where Sita is and they are discussing their next move and they're coming up with an action plan. Ancient builders are telling us exactly what they're going to do next. If you look carefully at the carving, you can understand what they've decided to do. Did you find the clue? You see these two monkeys? Look carefully at their faces. Do you see these bulges? What are they? These are cheek pouches. Yes, these are cheek pouches. And monkeys start storing food in these pouches on their cheeks when they start traveling. When monkeys start migrating or when they start moving long distance, they start storing food in these cheek pouches because if they experience food shortage in the middle, they can manage with this temporary store of food. The sculptor has not only carved the cheek pouches but has also carved food in the hand of this monkey to indicate that these apes are getting ready to travel long distance. Where are they going? To Sri Lanka to fight Ravana and get Sita back. There are no words to explain the genius of the sculptors who lived 1200 years ago. This is not a human level of intelligence. Today, we not only don't have the intelligence to carve like this, but we also don't have the ability to observe and understand these details. I mean, the sculptors must have had a godlike intellect to understand the anatomy of monkeys, their behaviors like hiding in trees, and their ability to store food when they move to a different place. And the sculptors had the sharpness to add them in appropriate places. Here, you can see the central figure in a weird dancing position, and on the right side, you can see a variety of fishes in a distressed state. What is going on here? As predicted, the ape army has traveled to the south of India to cross over into Sri Lanka. On the far left, there are two apes, and you can see Lakshmana standing here, but Rama is shown in a unique posture. This is rare because Rama is shown angry. He's not dancing. He's shown tapping his hand on his own thigh. This gesture means he's extremely angry and is challenging someone. This is still a popular gesture in Indian culture and in Indian movies. Think about it. Did you ever see Rama angry before? Rama is known for being very stoic, but this time he has lost his cool. But who is he angry at? The ocean itself. According to Hinduism, the ocean is a god, and Rama asks the sea god to part the ocean, to give way so his army can walk into Sri Lanka. This story sounds similar to the parting of the Red Sea in the Bible, but here things turn out differently. The sea god does not respond. So Rama becomes angry and starts to deploy advanced weapons into the sea, and the water starts to dry up, and all the aquatic animals are on the verge of dying. And finally, the sea god shows up, and you can see him apologizing profusely to Rama. The sea god is sorry for not helping Rama, but will he at least part the sea now? No, he tells Rama he cannot do that and asks Rama to build a bridge between India and Sri Lanka on top of the ocean. In the next carving, we can see a bunch of monkeys holding large rocks in their hands. Look carefully, what are they doing? They're throwing these rocks into the ocean and are trying to build a bridge on the ocean. On the right, you can see an interesting phenomenon. Look into the mouths of these fishes. You can see rocks. These aquatic animals are also helping Rama by bringing stones for the construction of the bridge. You can see a variety of animals carved here, including a whale, a makara, which is possibly an extinct species, a shark, a seahorse, and a crab. There is a very strange animal floating on the top. What is that? Is that a mongoose? And why are all these animals chipping in? Because even today, this bridge is considered a sacred bridge. Yes, such a bridge actually exists between Sri Lanka and India even today. In India, this bridge is called Ram Setu, meaning Rama's bridge. But even Christians, Muslims, and Jews believe this is a sacred bridge and call it Adam's Bridge. It's quite interesting to see the aerial view of this bridge. You can see how it perfectly connects two countries. On top is India, and at the bottom is Lanka, and you can see how it looks very much like a man-made or an ape-made bridge. Whether it's artificial or natural has been a topic of hot debate around the world. If you checked Wikipedia 2 years ago, it would have told you it is an artificial bridge. And currently, it tells you it is a natural bridge. So people are still debating this. But the underlying question is this: is Ramayana based on real events, or is it purely fictional? If Ramayana really happened, the bridge certainly corroborates the story. In my mind, there is no doubt that Ramayana is based on real events. But let's say you think it is fictional. If it is fictional, how did the author of Ramayana know about the bridge connecting India and Lanka? Today, we have advanced technology and we can look at satellite images. But how did he give the exact details of this bridge in the ancient text of Ramayana, which is at least 2,500 years old? How did he manage to give the exact length of the bridge? If you still think Ramayana is fiction, you must at least agree that the author was an absolute genius. Here, we can see everybody in a very happy mood. The apes are now shown with weapons like daggers and spears, and you can see the ape king carry a fancy twisted sword. Even Rama and Lakshmana are seen happy, and behind them, all the apes are shown smiling broadly. What is the reason for such an upbeat mood? Remember the first time you visited a foreign country? Yeah, that's how you feel. You feel very happy to visit a new country. This is perhaps why they're all happy. They've finished building the bridge and they've now entered Lanka, the land of gold. But here, an ape is shown with a rope in his hand. On the other end of the rope, you can see a strange animal. What is that? It is a mongoose. I've shown you how ancient Hindus had a variety of pets: dogs, snakes, squirrels, owls, and a variety of birds. But here, the apes are taking mongooses as pets. Why would this detail be added here? Why would they need to keep mongooses as pets in Sri Lanka? The answer is shown right above the mongoose. You see, there are two venomous cobras ready to bite these apes and send them to heaven. Lanka is not only the land of gold, but it is also the land of snakes. Even today, it is estimated that 80,000 snake bites happen every year in Sri Lanka. And what was the ancient technique to save yourself from these snakes? Keep mongooses as pets. Having a mongoose can be a very effective way to fight snakes. They're very good at fighting snakes and kill as many snakes as possible. Remember, the apes found a floating mongoose while building the bridge, and they've now taken him as a pet to kill snakes. In another carving, a snake is shown coming out of a rock and trying to bite this poor ape in a very odd spot. So the sculptors are depicting Lanka as a land full of snakes, but I find this ironic because snakes and snake bites are common in India and Indonesia too. Here, we can see this ape holding a weird twisted object, and he is giving it to Rama. What is that? Okay, Rama and his ape army have reached Lanka. What are they going to do next? You may have thought Rama is going to go and challenge Ravana to a duel. But here, he holds a meeting and plans for war. This is the real strength of Rama. He's not impulsive, so he not only talks to everybody, but he also listens to their advice. On the right side, you can see all the apes, and you can also see the king of apes in a seated position. On the elevated pedestal, you can see Rama along with his brother and other allies. But there is a very important figure shown here, and curiously, his face has been deliberately destroyed. Who is this guy? His name is Vibhishana, and he is the brother of Ravana. Yes, he is the brother of the enemy, and he has now switched sides and has now come to meet Rama. Why did this happen? Because he tells Ravana it is wrong to hold Sita against her will and asks him to release her. But Ravana does not take anybody's advice. This is the difference between him and Rama. Instead, Ravana abuses his brother for pointing out his mistakes, and his brother has now decided to come to Rama's side. If Rama had been very emotional and crude, he could have reacted angrily at Vibhishana, because after all, he is the brother of the enemy who abducted his wife. But Rama is quite unemotional and calculative. He actually makes a brilliant political move. He crowns Vibhishana as the de facto king of Lanka immediately and tells him that from this moment onwards, he would be treated as the king of Lanka, and once Ravana is defeated, he will inherit everything from him. And what does Rama want in return? Information. Yes, he wants inside classified information about the military of Ravana's kingdom, and Rama succeeds in getting this valuable inside information from the enemy's own brother. This carving must have actually come after this carving. This is how it happens in Indian Ramayana. Here, you can see an ape commander in a dangerous situation. He's about to be bitten by a snake, and if he gets bitten there, I don't think anyone can save him. But he has seen the snake and is about to jump. Will he escape from the danger? What is the meaning of this carving? This is a symbolic representation of what is going to happen next. Rama does not want bloodshed, so he sends an ape commander by the name of Angada to go to the court of the enemy. What is Angada's mission? To give one final warning to the demon: surrender or die. But Angada does not understand the danger that awaits him. This is why the snake is carved here. It is a symbolic representation. Angada is a very smart person, a very smart ape. He's taking all precautions. He's taking a mongoose with him all the time to fight the snakes. This is a rope he's holding, but it is damaged. But this snake comes unexpectedly from under a rock, and even the mongoose cannot save him. Now, Angada thinks no one will hurt the messenger. This was the universal military rule even thousands of years ago. But remember how the demons treated Hanuman. Remember how they set his tail on fire. So, what is going to happen to Angada? This is the next carving. You can see Angada in a very dangerous situation. The demon sitting above him is going to scalp Angada, meaning he is going to cut off the skin above the skull. And you can see the fear in Angada's face, and look at his hands. He is apologetic, while Ravana is shown sitting confidently on the throne, pointing at him with authority. This is the real beauty of Prambanan Ramayana. Why do I say this? Because such a scene does not exist in Indian Ramayana. This is also not found in Indonesian Ramayana. In both texts, Angada sits confidently in front of Ravana and no one hurts him. In temples of India, this is how the scene is shown. What is Angada sitting on? Why did Ravana give him a chair taller than his own throne? No, Ravana did not offer him a seat. So Angada coils up his own tail and sits taller than Ravana himself. But here, in the Prambanan temple, it is carved completely differently. Angada is shown scared and hurt. This is why I'm calling this the Prambanan Ramayana, because it deviates from all other Ramayanas. Locals living in this area believe that Ravana not only scalped Angada, but also cut off his nose and ears. Why did he do that? Because Ravana thinks of Angada as a traitor. A traitor. How is that even possible, right? But who is Angada? Angada is actually the son of Vali. Remember how Rama hid behind a tree and shot this ape? This is Vali, and he was killed stealthily by Rama. Angada is the son of Vali, the victim. So Angada should naturally be angry at the person who killed his father. He should be angry at Rama, but instead he is supporting Rama. And Ravana is a friend of Vali. So he's angry that his friend was killed and his son is now supporting the killer. This is why Angada is getting punished by Ravana, because he betrayed his own father, his own family. And family is number one for Ravana. Why do I say this? Why did Ravana kidnap Sita? He did it because Ravana's sister was mutilated by Rama's brother. Remember how Ravana's sister was infatuated with Rama and his brother cut off her nose? Remember how she went to Ravana and cried? Being a good brother, Ravana took revenge and abducted Sita. So in Ravana's mind, the ape commander Angada went against his own father. This is why he is torturing Angada now. This is a very twisted story, isn't it? At the very beginning of Ramayana, it starts off like business. Remember the first carving. These 5 guys went to Lord Vishnu to eliminate the evil king Ravana. It started off very businesslike, a fight between good and evil. But now it has become a very personal affair. Think about the families and their conflicts. Rama and Lakshmana have been betrayed by their own stepmother, who took their thrones and made them go into exile for 14 years. Because of her, Sita is also forced to go and live in the forest. Now, Ravana's sister, Shurpanakha, meets Rama and falls in love with him. When he says no, she threatens to kill Sita. Being a good brother-in-law, Lakshmana cuts off the nose of Shurpanakha. Shurpanakha now goes to her brother Ravana and cries for revenge. Ravana, being a good brother, now goes and kidnaps Sita to get even. Now, Rama needs resources to find and regain Sita, so he befriends the exiled ape king Sugriva. But Sugriva has been betrayed by his own brother Vali, who took his kingdom and his wife by force. So Rama killed Vali and helped the ape king get his kingdom and his wife back. But Vali's son, Angada, must have avenged his father, right? No, instead they convince Angada that Vali was wrong to kidnap his sister-in-law, and they also give him something very important. They promise him that after Sugriva's death, Angada would be crowned as the next king of the kingdom of the apes. So, Angada is given a strong incentive to support Rama's side. He could become the next king if he stays on Rama's side. And Ravana, being the friend of Vali, cannot accept that Vali's son did not avenge his father's death. So he's now scalping Angada. Look at Ravana's face. He's shown sorrowful with a sad expression on his face. He does not want to scalp Angada, but does so because he genuinely believes that he betrayed his father. So, you see how all classics from the ancient Ramayana to modern classics like The Godfather all make things very personal. They all say it's not personal, it's strictly business, but it is in fact a very personal affair. Angada has narrowly escaped death. We can understand the symbolism perfectly now. And when he returned, Rama decides to start an all-out war. We can see the apes marching with swords and spears, and we can also see Rama and other humans marching with weapons to defeat Ravana. But they have underestimated Ravana. He is going to use weapons that can completely paralyze Rama and his ape army. The next carvings show some very interesting battle scenes, but I will explain them in the next episode. I hope you liked this video. I am PraveenMohan. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll talk to you soon.